Somewhere along the way, strong women were taught a very dangerous lie. Needing nothing was the same as being powerful. Repeat that. You don't need nothing from nobody, and you think that makes you powerful. That when you carry everything alone, you wear it as a badge of honor because you did it all by yourself. That silence means strength. You know what? I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let people do whatever they want to do. And that makes you strong. But strength was never meant to be lonely, and power was never meant to be isolated. Today, I want to talk about breaking all the lies that everyone has told you for all your life. Let's bring some truth serum into this talk, right? So, if you are the woman who figures it out all on her own, she doesn't ask questions because she doesn't want to be burdened with anybody's answers, gives more than she receives from other people, and has survived things no one ever helped her through, then this message is for you. Yay! You're the lucky winners. You didn't become independent because you wanted to. You became independent because you had to. And somewhere in that survival, support started to feel unsafe. Wow. Just me saying it just did something to me because I was that woman. I became very much independent because I had to. It wasn't that I wanted to. I don't know any teenager girl that wants to be independent of her parents because mine surely don't. It's like you want to do some things as an independent, but then some things you just don't want the burden to be right. But you get in that survival mode, and all of a sudden, now you are just flying independently, and we do it. We build up these barriers, and it makes us feel safe. So I look at it like this because I was in survival mode. And when I was in survival mode, I started to build walls because survival mode will make you build a wall full of like bricks. And only one person working that wall because you don't trust nobody else to build that wall is you. So think of it as a wall that you're building brick by brick by brick. Now, the brick represents you being in survival mode and you're building a brick to keep everybody out. But what you don't realize is you're keeping yourself from going out as well. You're keeping people from coming in and you're keeping yourself from going out. You're no longer free to love. You think everyone has an agenda. Your whole vibration and energy starts like it gives you anxiety, right? Because that's what it did to me. It gave me anxiety. You know what? I'm not going to talk about you guys because I don't know what you guys going through. I think it's best for me to tell you how I felt, how I got into survival mode, how I recognized I was in survival mode, and what made me do certain things, and how I got out, but that'll be another story, right? Strong women don't struggle because they need less. They struggle because they were never taught how to receive. They were praised for holding it together, ignored when they were breaking, and rewarded for being low maintenance. So they learned, I'll do it myself. I don't need anyone. I'll figure it out. But listen to me. That was strength. That was adaptation. Don't operate that like that anymore. You know what? Scratch that. That's how I operated. I operated like that. And that is because I built my wall to keep people out, not realizing that I was going to keep myself from being out. And when I say that, I mean that I didn't really trust men. I couldn't trust men. I didn't feel the need to trust a man because my trauma, my Teenage, early adulthood trauma was from men. So, yeah, I didn't trust any man. And so the only thing I could think of what a guy would be useful to me for, and that was funds, financial stability. That was my way of thinking. And that is because I wanted to do everything myself. I didn't want any guy to do anything for me. Whatever money I got from him was not for my nails, not for my hair, not for anything like that. I took care of myself because I didn't need anybody doing anything for me, especially not family. That's the definition of me being in survival mode. I'm just doing whatever I need to do to survive. And I'm not thinking about anything other than what's important to me, right? I look at people, I rate them between 1 and 10. And then I'm like, if you're a 10, you're probably like my kid. You know what I mean? That's a 10 in my book. If you're a 1, 2, 3, then you somewhere, I don't even know you. You know what I mean? So whatever you say doesn't matter to me. The only thing that matters to me is taking care of those people that are tens in my life, honestly. But that was the part of survival mode. Everyone was the enemy, especially men for me. There was just negativity going around, just a lot of toxic stuff in my life. And I felt as if I brought those on myself, right? Because the energy I carried was negative. The energy I carried, even though I didn't realize at the time, was not good energy. And so the energy you're carrying is what you're going to attract. I did that for a long time. And it wasn't until I realized that, wait a minute, I can't keep doing that. You know what I mean? You can't keep living that way and processing thoughts that way and thinking everybody's out to get you and having a negative mindset for the rest of your life. At some point, you're going to have to realize that everyone is not out to get you. And maybe, just maybe, it might be you. Support is not weakness. Support tells the nervous system you don't have to stay on alert. You don't have to earn rest. You don't have to prove worth through exhaustion. A woman who allows support is not soft. She's sovereign and she's healed. Because in order for you to start accepting that, you're going to have to figure out, why am I trying to do all this by myself again? Is it people pleasing or is it really just me and my wall? Which one is it? And then once you figure that out, you just start to make those changes. You have to shift the identity. See, an empress does not rule alone. She doesn't. She has advisors. She has safe spaces to rest. She has the emperor. True leadership is not about how much you can carry. It's about how well you are supported while you build. Strong women don't need to shrink. They need to be held. They need to be loved. And sometimes God or the universe doesn't remove the weight because the lesson is not endurance. It's trust. Trusting that help is not dangerous. Trusting that you don't have to disappear to be loved. Trusting that support does not make you dependent. It makes you a human. So let me ask you something from one empress to another. Where are you still doing everything alone just to prove that you can? And who taught you that needing support meant you were failing? What would change if you let one safe person see you without the armor? You don't need to collapse. You don't need to explain or even to justify. You are allowed to be supported simply because you're here. That's right. Because you exist in the world. Strong women don't need less. They need partnership. They need rest without guilt, love without performance. You were never meant to be one woman army. You were meant to rise surrounded